Everyone, my name is Jasmine Antalasco and I am your presenter in this topic. So, the topic that I'm going to present to you is the poetry. What comes on your mind when you hear the word poetry? So, for now on, let's define the poetry. Poetry is a broad literary category that covers the variety of writing including bawdy limerick, unforgettable song lyric, and even the sentimental couplet inside the greeting card. Some kind of poetry have few rules while others have the rigid structure that can make poetry feel hard to define, but the variety is also makes it enjoyable. So let's move on to the key terms of the poetry. It consists of four. There is a rhyme, the meter, the form, and the stanza. So let's discuss each key terms of poetry. The first key terms of the poetry is the rhyme. What is the rhyme? Rhyme is the repeated sound in the two or more words. Usually rhyming sounds are at the end of the word, but this is not always the case. The second key terms of the poetry is the meter. What is meter? Meter is a poem meter. It is the rhythmic structure that the number of the syllables in the line and their emphasis compose of the poem meter. Third one is the form. The overall structure of the poem is also known as form. A poem form can determine its meter in the rhyme scheme. The last key term of the poetry is the stanza. What is a stanza? A stanza is the section of the poem. Think of like it a verse in a song or the paragraph in an essay stanza composed of the poem form. So now let's move on to the types of the poetry. Types of the poetry composed of acrostic, ballad, elegy, pre-verse, epic, haiku, ode, limerick, and sonnet. So let's define each types of poetry. First type of the poetry is acrostic. Acrostic is a poem in the lines are arranged so that the first letter in each line helps to spell out the word. Second one is ballad. Ballads are narrative poems characterized by their melodious rhyme scheme. A ballad can be any length, but it must be a series of rhyming quatrains. These quatrains, 4 lines stanza, can follow the rhyme scheme. An example of it is A, B, C, D. Rhyme scheme refers to the order of the repeated sound at the end of each line. Next one is elegy. Generally, elegies are reflective and written to the mourn an individual or group. They also frequently end with line about hope and redemption. Elegy originate in ancient Greece, and over time they morph into the mourning poems we know then as today. Next one is epic. Epic are long, detailed poems that tell fantastical stories of larger-than-life characters. These stories can be fictional, historical, or historical with a generous helping of fiction and drama to heighten the emotion. The next one is the pre-verse. Pre-verse poetry explicitly does away with the consistent rhyme scheme and meter. A pre-verse can be long or short. It can cover any subject matter as long as it doesn't have a consistent rhyme scheme or meter. It is a pre-verse poem. Next one is the haiku. Haiku from Japan. Originally, they were a component of a long type of poem known as the renga. Over time, poets began writing standalone haiku, and today it's recognized as a distinct poetic form. Haiku are typically about nature, and in Japanese, they contain a kangaroo or cutting words that divides the poem into the two parts. The next one is the limerick. Limerick are humorous, often tawdry poem that originate in the 19th century. As form, limerick have specific rules like AABBA rhyme scheme. The first two lines contain 7 to 10 syllables, and the third and fourth lines contain 5 to 7 syllables. The final line contains a 7 to 10 syllables. The next one is the ode. An ode is a poem that praises something or someone. Odes are not required to stick to any specific meter, rhyme scheme, or the length, though they often use to formal tone. Odes originate in the ancient Greece where they were performed with musical accompaniment. Today, they're often written and recite in celebration to beloved individuals or recognition. The last one is the sonnet. Sonnets are traditionally written in iambic pentameter, which means each line has 10 syllables. Sonnets are associated with desire and have been used to explore a range of subjects including romantic love, war, religion, and value of the poetry. That's all my presentation. Thank you for watching.